Hi, I'm Jonathan Weinberg, and this is another one of my fountain pen reviews, focusing really on using fountain pens for drawing. If you really are enjoying this and want to support me, please subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to you, and it's the one way to support the channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the Lamy calligraphy set, and this is a new thing for me because I haven't been a huge fan of Lamy, but recently I got a Lamy Safari pen, a white one. I'd had a yellow one a few years ago, and I didn't like the way it wrote at all. It had a fine point. It was very scratchy. I really liked the fact this is a white pen. I've always liked the way the pen looks, and this was extremely affordable. And so I grabbed it, and it's medium, and I actually think it writes wonderfully. So it kind of switched my whole attitude about the company. And then I saw the opportunity to get the fountain pen calligraphy set, again at a really bargain price. And so I went for it, and I am actually really liking it. It has a great drawing tool. Now, I'm not using it for calligraphy. I am a terrible calligrapher. I have also not the greatest handwriting, but I like the variety of different line weights and italic weights that you can get with the set. So what I'm going to do is I am going to show you the set, and particularly the, excuse me, where did I do with it? Sorry. I'm going to show you the set, and then I'm going to particularly, focus on the Lamy Joy. The Lamy Joy is sort of the pen that Lamy uses, sort of entry-level pen for calligraphy, and it's longer. I not being a calligrapher, I guess calligraphers like a longer pen. I think sometimes also I've seen drawing pens that are long like this. I think the idea is it's more like a brush, and that you could perhaps use it like a brush. But fountain pens tend not to be very good when you're using them like this. They tend to skip much more. The ink doesn't flow as well as when you're using them like this. So, I personally don't use them like that, but other people maybe do. And it's nice looking. The thing that I'm going to talk about is how this particular section fits on a Lamy Safari, so it's interchangeable. And all of the basically Lamy pens that you'll steel nibs that are under $100 for the most part use the same nibs, and so you can actually take the nib off very easily of this pen and put it onto another pen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the box, the whole set, and then I am going to do a drawing using the three different nibs that come in the set. So this is the Lamy Joy fountain pen calligraphy set. It comes in this nice metal box, and you open it up and you see that you get the Joy pen and the cap, and then you get two extra nibs. So there's a 1.1 nib, a 1.5, and a 1.9, and then and then the other thing you get is you get a blue cartridge that comes inside the pen, and then you get 5 more cartridges. Now, several places, I got this on Amazon, quite discounted, and it says in the big type that it comes with 5 black cartridges, but in fact it came with 5 blue cartridges. And then I noticed when I went back to look at the description, it said in the detail that it was blue. And then I happened to be looking at another website where it was also for sale, and the same, well, I don't know what you actually get, but it said black, but then I noticed in the photograph that it's blue, so there seems to be some confusion about whether you get black or blue. I personally don't understand the fact that so many fountain pen companies give you blue ink, particularly if you're doing art, or calligraphy. I would think that black would be more popular. But so often, for example, it seems pretty standard practice that when you get the pen, a Lamy pen, that it comes with a blue cartridge. But obviously, people must like the blue cartridges better. But I wish that it always came with black. It certainly should come with black if it says it comes with black. Now, the other thing it comes with it, oh, there goes that fly, is a little pamphlet about written in different languages, German, French. Lamy is a German company, but it's English and German and French, and I don't know if it has Spanish, but it gives you a kind of introduction to some kinds of calligraphy, really more of a kind of cursive writing. But, it's a little bit of an introduction to that, and I think that would be nice if you were, for example, giving this to a kid and you wanted them to sort of start into the whole calligraphy fountain pen mania. The pen that comes with it, of course, is the Joy calligraphy pen, which I think is geared more towards artists. I'm not sure why there's this idea that a longer pen is better for, well, certainly not for drawing. For me personally, I don't find it any better. I like it though. It's nice in the hand. But what's really cool is the way that you can take this section and you can put it on a Lamy Safari. It's actually exchangeable. I will do that for you right now. So I can take this, and I happen to have a Lamy, another Safari Black, which is very appropriate, and I can put this on here. Or I could do, I don't know if Lamy people will be horrified by this, but I can take this black and I can take the white and I can create my own black and white version, right? So even though you only get, one pen in this, if you have other Lamy Safaris, you can use this on that. Now, it doesn't come with a converter. Lamy converters are quite affordable, though, and that's a good thing. They are only around, I've seen them for $5, and you get packs of them. And so it uses converters, but it doesn't come with a converter, which would be a nice thing. Instead, they want you to use the cartridges. Then the other thing is, it comes with these two little cap things, which I guess are supposed to be used here once you put a cartridge on this, or I suppose a converter, and you're swapping these, you can put this on here, but it doesn't fit very well, so I don't get it exactly. It doesn't seem to make a very good seal, but I suppose if you put it back in here, it's kind of okay. So that seems like that could be designed a little better. Anyway, so the list price for this, or the price that you see a lot online, seems to be around $70, but on Amazon, when I got it, it was $41, which seems reasonable. $70 seems too much for this, to be honest, because you can get the different nibs on pens, on Joy pens, for around $20. So I don't know. It's as I say, I think it's a good deal for around $40, which is what I got it for. But I think a little pricey for $70. Now, how does it work? How does it draw? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a drawing and sort of move back and forth between the different nib sizes and show you the kind of effects you can get. And really how, I'm not going to be using it for calligraphy, I'm going to be using it for drawing, but I think this is a perfect example of how one of the solutions to getting different weights in a fountain pen is not necessarily having only one pen, but having several pens and then moving back and forth between them. Just like you would use different brushes or different color paints, right? You don't have to just use one pen to do everything, and I think that's a big mistake. You see this online, and there's such an emphasis on getting one pen to have a kind of flex so you can go from thin to thick to thin, but another way to work on that is to have multiple pens. Before I do the drawing, I just wanted to give you some writing samples to see the differences between the 1.1, 1.5, and 1.9. And here I've used, as I said before, I took the sections that they have the nibs in. They give you one pen in the calligraphy set, the Joy, which is the one on the bottom here, this one. And they give you two sections with two other nibs, and I've then taken those sections and put them on a Lamy Vista and a Lamy Safari, and you see quite a big difference between the 1.1 and the 1.5, but not so much of a difference between the 1.9, and then you also can see the different lines that you get, line depths. Or line weights, I guess. So I'm starting out with the 1.1, and I'm very pleased with the way it works in terms of the drawing. Here it is, the 1.5, and there's very little skipping. Draws really, these pens draw really well, and even though the nibs are quite sharp, they're that's the 1.9. They're I think remarkably smooth, and ink goes on very nicely. You get all this nice variety of line weights or widths. And I'm tending to use the thinner line, the 1.1, for the cross hatching, as you can see here. And then I like using the thicker lines to create these sort of parallel lines, kind of imitating a little bit of Van Gogh in the road that's leading under these trees. And then also it's nice to use the thicker line. This is again the 1.5 to fill in areas. But the feeds really keep up. They're, very little skipping, I would say, here. This is Strathmore paper, drawing paper, 400, it's in the sketchbook. And it's platinum carbide ink. So it's nice and black, and actually it would be waterproof, so if I wanted to watercolor this, I could do that. And I think this came out very nicely, and I'm very pleased with these pens. Be interesting to compare them with the Pilot parallel pens. I might do that in another video.